Can you imagine obtaining financial freedom, being completely debt-free to live the life of your dreams in the lifestyle that you want to? Today's video, we're going to be looking at that with just 3 simple steps to financial freedom. I'm also going to give you a breakdown of how I am personally doing this and staying really true to the journey of financial freedom and also the debt elimination. Number 1, saving and investing regularly. This is one of the most important things, guys, is when you look at savings accounts, fundamentally, we were kind of taught wrong from a very young age. Putting money into a savings account essentially is not going to get you anywhere. I can say that honestly, looking at the rates that we have in traditional savings accounts, even looking in some high yield savings accounts, the purpose of money as a depreciating asset, it needs to go into an investment account. It needs to go somewhere that it is going to fundamentally grow, and you're going to add more money to it on a regular basis. Now, to do this, what I have personally done was make automatic contributions every single paycheck going into the 401ks, automatic savings every single paycheck that are going into investment accounts with M1. So I can build up a nest egg really on 2 portions. Now, on the 401k side, I am doing a Roth 401k, which means everything that is growing in there is going to be absolutely tax-free, which is going to be huge when you look at the compounding aspect of the next 10, 15, 20 years as I approach retirement, getting in there and making sure the utilization and putting enough in there. That is another thing that I feel a lot of people really do miss. When I talk to a majority of people who are investing in 401ks, even putting money into Roth IRAs or IRAs in general, they might be putting in 4% for a company match. We might see 6% for a company match. Guys, you have to be putting in 15%. That is the exact magical number that you're getting to. This is going to give you the ability, and that 15% does not include the company match. So if you're at a company that matches 4%, that matches 6%, you're going to put in your 15%. They're going to go ahead and do their match. That means when it comes to retirement, you are going to be set up incredibly well because you planned it exactly how you needed to. That way the investment can grow with that compounding interest over time. Now, looking at step number 2, controlling your expenses and avoiding debt. The biggest tool that you really do have in your entire life, guys, is the ability to have a paycheck and earn income. Regardless of where that income comes from, if it's YouTube, like in my case, I do have AdSense. We have a couple different revenue streams that are coming in from YouTube. I'm putting some of the money that I'm earning from there back into YouTube. The rest of it goes right into the investment account. If you follow the $1,000 a week investing, that is where a majority of the funds are coming into when we're investing on a weekly basis, making sure, again, that we're kind of compounding and growing the portfolio over time. Now, really, again, controlling your expenses, how much you make minus what you're spending gives you how much you have left for the debt repayment, leaves you how much you're going to have to invest, which is super important, guys. You have to maintain control over your expenses, avoid unnecessary debt, and you also kind of play a game with yourself. I've actually gotten to a point where you look for places that you can cut and you look at places you can save, and really, what does that dollar mean? For instance, if I don't go to Starbucks and I save $7, where can I put that $7? Is it going to go to debt repayment? Is it going to go into an investment account? Every dollar has to have a purpose. Dave Ramsey has taught us pretty well. And if you follow him, guys, getting debt-free is one of the most powerful things. When you eliminate a car payment, when you eliminate a credit card payment, when you eliminate any type of loan, anything that is taking away from your income, because not only are you eliminating that payment in its entirety, you are also eliminating the portion of the payment that is going towards interest. When you look at the interest and when it comes to debt, guys, it is astronomical how much people literally give away on their paycheck. And the way that I put it that made logical sense to me in controlling the expenses and avoiding debt is put a dollar to it. So what I mean by that is if you're paying interest on your car, and let's say you're just paying $100 a month, you're making $25 an hour, you have to work 4 hours of your life just to cover the interest payment that you're making on the car. Putting it in, again, the dollar cost, or how much do you have to work to cover the interest? And you can kind of exponentially look at that, where if you're paying on a credit card, if you're paying on an unsecured loan, if you have a mortgage, if you have student loan debt, add up the amount of interest that you're paying in one single month. Go ahead and see how many hours you have to work, and let me know in the comments exactly how long you're working to pay for just the interest part of the items that you have. In addition, guys, if you like the content that I'm putting out there, consider subscribing to the channel, and let's get into the final one of this debt-free journey, which is education. Now, this is very important, and this is near and dear to me, guys. When you look at lot of young adults, when you look at people that are getting into college, even looking at the 20s to 30 years, most of the people have zero financial education. That is right. They come to me and they know nothing when it comes to investing, when it comes to IRAs, when it comes to 401ks, when it comes to HSAs, FSAs. There is so much information, whether it is on YouTube, your form is TikTok. You have to be really careful about who you're watching for financial advice and double check them, guys. Don't go off and just watch one or two, content creators or watch some of the larger ones, because guys, you have to fact check yourself. There is no one that is going to fact check or really back up and individualize the plan unless you're going to a specialized counselor, if you're going to someone who is, a financial advisor, which even then I've seen a lot of them that hasn't really given the best advice, or maybe not put them on the right track, or putting them essentially into investments that they really shouldn't be in, especially when they're telling them to invest more money versus paying off the debt. Guys, debt elimination is the biggest thing. Again, when you get into owning your paycheck, when you get into receiving your paycheck, you will have the ability to invest at a later time once the debt elimination portion has really happened, and you have to get out of it as soon as possible. You can't drag your feet, and some people do carry debt forever. It's incredible, guys. When you think of your lifetime, when you think of, let's say, 50 years from your working to your retirement, 50 years of paying interest, 50 years of carrying debt, not only the debt itself, but also the burden of carrying the debt, making payments on things forever. Now, also with the continuing to educate your mind, guys, make sure you're reading books, you're following experts, you're going to seminars, and this can be on the financial front or whatever it may be, guys. Find your passion, find what you love, and they say you will never work a day in your life. Now, a lot of people that I do follow, when you look at Warren Buffett, absolutely, guys, he is probably one of the absolute greatest investors that I know of all time. I follow him, consume a lot of his content. It is very imperative that something that you're interested in, something once you find a very reliable source of information on a specific topic, stay with them, guys. See the journey, see exactly the path that they go down to be debt-free. Now, we are very close in my personal life. Now, we are just paying down the mortgage and paying it down exponentially. Once that is gone, guys, we are 100% debt-free. That is right. We will have no debt at all. So these three simple but very, very powerful steps, guys, you really do have to follow, starting with number one, which of course, the save and investing regularly. In my opinion, this is probably one of the only ways to build wealth. When you look at real estate investing, when you look at investing in the stock market, when you look at investing in businesses, investing in yourself, saving and investing regularly are going to be and is going to be probably the biggest thing, followed by controlling those expenses and making sure that you're not taking on debt. Now, what this also means when I talk about not taking on debt, is it buying a $10,000 car or $50,000 car or $100,000 car? There is a lot of unnecessary debt just with vehicle loans in themselves, and it is one of the biggest depreciating assets that we do have in the entire United States, which is kind of crazy. And the final one, of course, the continuing the education. Make sure you're educating your mind. Make sure that you're really going through and figuring out yourself what you can do, how you can improve, and exactly what tools and resources you have available. With access to the internet and YouTube and other social media platforms, you have honestly an infinite amount of information that is right at your fingertips. All right, guys, so that'll do it for our 3 steps to financial freedom. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of them. And as always, thank you guys for watching.